The 2013 edition of the Motsepe Schools Cup was officially opened at a press conference at the Sandton Convention Centre recently. Football dignitaries and media houses were there to witness Sundowns president Patrice Motsepe affirm his commitment to the tournament and the development of football as a whole in South Africa.
We always say that South Africans and Africans throughout the continent are very giving people. It's part of our culture, the Ubuntu culture of our people, and I have been a beneficiary of many people at different stages of my growth and development have contributed towards my success, and there's a huge obligation in a very humble way to give back, and we're very honored that we could make a contribution today.
It was announced that along with a substantial paycheck, the semi-finalists and finalists of this year's competition would have a chance to strut their stuff in front of a wider audience as their games will be televised.
The number of schools that are participating is increasing all the time, and that's very exciting. And the finals and the semi-finals, it's going to be now covered live on TV, and that's even more exciting. I'm confident that young players, students, some of whom may be too young to play football but watch other students play, will be inspired and will play for a number of teams in the PSL and for Bafana, but also make a contribution towards the development of sports on the continent. I'm very excited to hear that many of the players who were participating in the Sanlam Motsepe, in fact, were signed by various teams in the PSL, and that's something that excites all of us.
Dr. Precious Motsepe was also in attendance at the press con to show her support and explained why this for her is such an important initiative.
For me, it's about inspiring young people, making them believe in themselves, and also making sure that we keep them in schools, because we know that education is central to people achieving great successes in their personal lives.
One of the aims of this tournament is to help build a stronger player infrastructure within South Africa and the African continent.
PSL teams do excellent work, and they do wonderful work, and in their own way contribute towards not only development but also towards the excitement and the passion of football in the country. Whether it's through the Motsepe Foundation or through Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club, we see our role as making a humble contribution in partnership with everybody else.
More than 45,000 footballers enter this tournament annually, all vying for the chance of securing 1 million rand that will leave a lasting legacy for their school long after they've moved on.
We've been doing amazing work the past few years. If you just think about the projects and the legacy that's been put in place by the players and their schools, you know, they just come there and they come and play. But in the process, they go home very proud of their delivery. And when they go back to school on the Monday, they can see, you know, they've contributed.
It has a multiplier effect. So it is the pupils themselves, the schools, and it goes into the communities at large. So it's not just about the pupils, it's about the schools, it's about the families and the communities at large. And it's about the country, because it's a South African competition, including all the 9 provinces. So it's really powerful in its ability to build our people.
A school built themselves a computer lab. It is used by entire school, and I'm told now that they're allowing the community to have access on the internet. With more initiatives of this nature, our country will be a better place to live.
We see our contribution as a family within football as part of the broader obligation we have. There's a huge obligation on those of us who've done reasonably well. They say the more successful you've been, the more is expected of you, and the greater your contribution has to be. The family continues to be committed to make its broader contribution, including contributions outside football.
4 players that were spotted at last year's competition now ply their trade at Sundowns Academy and are honing their skills to be the Brazilian stars of tomorrow.
I'm very excited with what I saw today, because schools football has a unique contribution to the development of football in the country. But also what excites me as well is the money that the schools have received to provide water, to build libraries, laboratories. They've bought buses, and overall to improve the facilities and infrastructure for education, but also in the communities where they live. That pleases me, and it pleases the Motsepe Foundation a lot.
Since 2004 till 2010, before Sanlam came to join, 14.5 million had been spent. 2011 to date, 18 million. That gives me 32.5 million rands that has been spent on communities, on schools, on youngsters, on football in South Africa. That is absolutely amazing. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having been here and joined us.